What's up, you motherfucking two? Man, I was sitting back thinking, you know, um, after the Olympics and everything's died down now, and everything is back to normal or whatever. And I'm looking at the state of boxing in the United States. And it's so crazy, y'all, man. We just went through a whole Olympic cycle and we only got one medal in boxing. That's unheard of. After all the historical teams we had teams with Holyfield on them, Whitaker on them, all these guys on them. We had all these beautiful teams, all these wonderful, um, salute DJ, all these wonderful champions that came from the U.S. and all of them had their first, their first fight. We seen them first in the Olympics. And so we was always able to gauge and look down the pipeline and say, okay, well, hey, we got a good welterweight coming up. But right now, man, it just seems like boxing in the US is in a state of emergency. Big time. We need help. I think part of it is nowadays in this country, we don't have teachers. We have guys who really just fitness coaches. They can get these guys in the shape and then just send them out and put them out on the ring. Guys that don't really know nothing about boxing or anything like that. And it's crazy, man. It just seems like it's a state of emergency in American boxing. And then if you look at the pro side, it's another state of emergency. We don't get fights that we want. And another thing, though, too, a lot of Americans is going to be mad at me about this. But the crazy thing is, if you don't use it, you lose it. That's what I was always taught. And I feel like at this particular time, man, we're losing it. In another 5 or 10 years, we'll hardly have any world champions over here in America if we keep going at this rate. Because we really seriously don't have nothing coming down the pipeline. I respect everybody who puts on their gloves, say, hey man, I'm willing to get hit in the face. I'm willing to fight for mine. I'm willing to do this to make a living. But at the end of the day, I don't see nothing down the pipeline. Do you have any idea how pathetic that is? Just think about the years of dominance from the US in the Olympics. You know what I mean? That we only had one bronze medalist. And you don't win a bronze medal, by the way. You're awarded a bronze medal because you wasn't like the number one loser. You're awarded a bronze medal. And the state of boxing nowadays, man, it's crazy. It's literally crazy. We got guys not fighting, the guys that we want them to fight. That's nothing new. And you notice all the Riyadh seasoning cards or whatever, all the cards that Turkey has put on, if you look at it and look real deep at it, every American fighter who has went overseas to Saudi Arabia has lost. Crazy, huh? And guess what? The most inactive fighters who do go to Saudi Arabia is guess who? The American fighter. And I think at this particular time, we need to some kind of boxing program or anything, something. We need to do something because boxing right now is in a state of emergency. Salute to my homeboy, my brother from down under, the homeboy Deej. Salute to you, brother.
How are you, Nine?
Hey, what's up with you, bro?
I'm good. You?
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool, man.
I'm just wondering how philosophical you want to get about this particular topic.
Man, go in, do your
Sounds
thing.
sounds like you have genuine concern.
Yes.
So, so what I want to start with, what would good or a pass mark look like to you right now? When you talk about the state of boxing, and you've alluded to the Olympics, you've alluded to the Riyadh season, I'm assuming at times you're going to start talking about how many titles American-based or American-born boxers hold. So what's a pass mark? Because I think it's important to understand a pass mark before you go searching for euphoria.
Well, you have to remember though, pretty much everything,
G'day, Slick.
everything from the beginning of shit since before I was even watching boxing, everything has been based over here in this country. We've had great champions that turned up, and I'm using the Olympics as a starting point. Muhammad Ali was an Olympic gold medalist. We could project that he was going to be good when he was in the Olympics. Sugar Ray Leonard was an Olympic gold medalist. We could project that, hey, this guy's going to be something else. Oscar De La Hoya was an Olympic gold medalist, and we could project that, hey, he's the man. Do you know that we haven't won an Olympic gold medal in 20 years? And this was the first Olympics in years that we wasn't even going to medal. And the medal that we got was a bronze medal. That's the state of emergency. See, when I came up and just back in my day, it was all kind of boxing programs. It was easy to get to the boxing gym. Boxing was in our face. You know what I mean? There was all kind of stuff going on. Just boxing was just like an everyday thing. And I just think that now it's just a different quality of American. And I don't really want to screw over the younger generation, but I'm sorry, a lot weaker. I haven't seen when if it Slick, have you looked at the Olympics, any of the fights?
No, I hadn't got a chance to be honest
Bro,
with you. I wasn't able to catch none of them.
man,
No, and you might just want to catch Slick up on your opening statement so he doesn't come in cold.
well, pretty much that's the gist of it, bro. I think that boxing in the US right now is in a state of emergency.
Mm.
Uh be it the amateur ranks or the pro ranks. I think it's a state of emergency.
Hmm.
Because just like I said, bro, we went to the Olympics, bro. We only got one fucking bronze medal. Are you
Hmm.
serious? So now this is what's going to happen. Fast forward it to about 5 years from now. Oh my God, this guy's Olympian. He's the shit. He's this, that, and the third. And what he'll do, he'll get matched with a guy from probably the UK, fucking Australia for all I know, Mexico or whatever the shit. And he'll get his ass beat after being a number one hype job.
Hmm.
See, and that's the thing I was saying, bro. Back in the day, bro, we could project who our greats was going to be because
Hmm.
those guys were shining throughout their whole amateur career and everything, and it always culminated like the grand finale was this guy winning the silver medal. We knew Roy Jones was going to be decent because he was a silver medalist.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree 100%. It was the litmus test. It was like that guy was okay. That's the guy all the promoters gonna go after, and also you had your dark horse, that guy
Mhm.
that chose to go pro. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That gave a lot of people problems. So you had both ends of the spectrum. I think in this case, you use the right word where it's a lot of hype, where you got trainers, father trainers, and trainers teaching their kids to be more flash than skill, right? You don't have the art of hit and not get hit, which basically what the amateurs is supposed to be about.
Yeah.
Hit and not get hit. It's
The
not
sweet
supposed to
science,
be
make them miss, make them pay, bro.
exactly, bro. So you don't have um that pedigree that like I talked about it plenty of times. Excuse my stuttering, but for as hit and not get hit, and to understand that you need to know the basics. You need to know the basics like the back of your hand, Because at the end of the day, you could resort back to a jab. You can
Mhm.
resort back to your feet and pull a fight out, right?
Yep.
Case in point, Shakur caught a lot of flack when he fought Nakathila. He won that motherfucking fight though, didn't he?
Yep.
He got popped and he felt that power. He said, you know what, I got something. He had an automatic plan B. Nobody had to tell him that.
Hmm.
But
Fundamentals.
right, fundamentals, right? So you got boxers today that don't care about a jab, right? I think Andre Ward said it. These kids today don't want to practice the jab. They tell you, well, jab an easy punch. Yeah, it's easy until you need to use it. You see what I'm saying? It's easy to use on a bag, but it's not easy to use on an actual person. So, you know, that carries you all the way through a whole match. But
Yep.
I think that's the problem. It's too much flash. That's why we're seeing a lot of lefties coming out, amateurs now. Everybody want to be a switch hitter. Everybody want to be the fancy dancy, but nobody wants to go through the real shit.
A lot of right-handed guys fighting southpaw.
Yep. So
You know,
that's my take on it, man. And it's sad because it ain't just the kids. It's the
Nah.
trainers. It's the trainers as well. You
See,
don't
you know
have.
what the problem is? You could have a father, right? A
Mhm.
father who's never fought a day in his life, never laced up a boxing glove in his life, never
Mhm.
even put on a pair of hand wraps.
Mm-hmm.
And say, for instance, his fighter is Pitbull Cruz.
Uh-huh.
And he has a tall, lanky son. I mean, fuck, he's 12 years old and the kid is fucking 5'9" and he weighs 100 pounds at 12
Uh-huh.
years old.
Uh-huh.
But since his favorite fighter is Pitbull Cruz, he'll pattern this tall, lanky guy after him. And
Right.
so what you'll have is a tall, lanky fighter. Oh, yeah, and he likes Earl Spence too. So I'm gonna turn him around and make him fight southpaw because he's really right-handed.
Right.
So what you'll have is like a guy that wants to fight in the inside all the time and take a lot of punishment. And you like,
Right.
damn, he could just use his jab.
Right.
But that's the way he was taught because his dad is not a coach. He's not a teacher.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's just gonna get him in shape. He's gonna do all kind of drills and shit, get him in shape, have him running tracks and all that shit. But at the end of the day, though, no, this ain't. He's not teaching him the game or the sweet science behind boxing. He's not teaching him the proper techniques and why he should implement them.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. We're in a state of emergency. You look down the pipeline in about like 5 to 10 years, and you're gonna be like, damn.
But it's not even just the dads. It's also just regular trainers. There used to be a thing, you know, where trainer try to catch a fish and actually see the goods in him.
Mhm.
Like, okay, let me mold that. You know what I mean? It's a difference between molding something and turning him into something. That's what the father trainer does. I want him to be a Roy, so we gonna turn him into a Roy. You see Roy try to train not kind of Ben. What's my boy Junior? Roy? What's the English boy? Chris Eubank Jr.
Eubank Jr. Yeah,
And he failed horribly
yeah,
trying to fight like Roy, right?
yeah.
It doesn't work. Everybody can't be Roy, but he get with Bomac. Bomac taught him how to use his best strengths. You mold a person based on their characteristics. Now, of course, you're gonna change some things that are making mistakes or what may work better for them in their style, but you can't just turn somebody into something.
Yep.
And it goes back to like I said, great coaching, bro. Coaches who gonna stand there and not complain and say, well, you know, these kids, they don't want to do X, Y, Z. Well, then tell them to move on.
Yep.
After a while, you start getting that crop of kids that's really dedicated. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
That wants to be something, but when you start getting lax, the kids get lax. That's why I tell everybody, if you the head of the ship, you supposed to be 10 minutes early. Right? Why? You are the example. If you ain't here before me, you late. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
If I gotta tell you to hit that bag, then you don't want to be here. I shouldn't tell you to get on that bag when I open this door. You understand what I'm saying? You pay attention to me. This is what it's supposed to be about, but it's not like that. I watch tons of videos of inside boxing gyms. Oh, you tired? Well, go ahead and take a 5-minute break. Fuck you mean? Like that's
See,
not that's
bullshit, man.
Yeah, that's
They're
not
not
it.
training guys to their physical attributes or their characteristics.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the fighters is telling the coaches what to do nowadays.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I'm
ridiculous.
right. And they wonder why in the last 10 years, Popovich, even though everybody else won championships, they say Popovich is one of the greatest coaches. Coach there is. You know why? Because you can't tell Popovich what to do. Popovich just sit your ass down.
Yep.
I don't care who you are. I am the coach. And the organization backs him. This is why they go to the playoffs. This is why they always, you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Everybody he's touched, he made better. It's undeniable. You know what I mean?
Do you know that it was guys, and this is when I was a kid, and this is the temperament. They walk in the boxing gym and, you know, it would be a list of things. Do 10 push-ups, 25 sit-ups,
Mm-hmm.
2 rounds on the heavy bag, 2 rounds on the double end bag, shadow box. You know, they would just have a list of stuff to do, and it all be light work or whatever. And you would see kids that come into the gym and they would just try to murder the bag and boom, 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 boom. Coaches walk past them, ignore them, don't say shit to them. Boom, 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 boom. That shit would go on for months. And then probably one of the coaches would walk past you and be like, "Hey, keep your right hand up." And you felt like gold. I mean, you went just to have a coach in the boxing gym even say something
to you. Right.
Man, you felt like gold, bro.
Right.
And then next thing you know, you in your mirror at home. You didn't your parents to pick you up, your dad or your mom to pick you up in the gym, and you in the mirror shadow boxing in your room, and you making sure your right hand is up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And
yep.
that was what's missing, man. Like we used to have a certain respect for coaching.
Yeah.
It was a certain respect, bro.
Certain respect, and they knew how to break kids. Like, for instance, before I got the streets got me, when I went to the gym, you know, one of the dumbest things that ever was told me to do was get in the ring. Okay. Get out the ring. Okay. Get in the ring. Okay. Get out the ring. And he just wanted to see if I was going to listen. I was getting mad, but I kept doing it.
Yeah.
Kept doing it. And he wanted to know if he had me. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Do I got your mind? Are you going to give me any talk back? Are you going to give me any shit? You know what I mean? Whatever I say, you got to do, you know? And those are the things. But like I say, now these kids have so slick tongues. Like we just watched Jared Anderson, the minute he lost and how he was talking to Bob. I don't give a fuck. I just want to go. I got my daughter. Like all of that's
weird.
Don't matter.
Bro.
It's weird. It don't matter. That's not going to help you win. It's never going to help you win. And I just see, like I say, it's coaches, man. These coaches are not tough on these kids at all whatsoever. And they actually need to step it up. And this is why we have those. This is why we sit here and talk about, we still talking about Buddy McGirt, Freddie Roach.
Yep.
And all these guys, bro.
Yep.
We not really, dude, for real. Compared to, it's sad. Oh my God. You just opened a whole nother can of worms.
Those guys were psychologists too.
Yeah.
That's the thing too.
They was everything, bro.
You know,
think about kids.
I can remember busting the kids. I always was fighting. You know, that was always me. That was my temperament. But I remember just like taking off on a kid. And my uncle came to me. He said, "Boy, your ass don't know how to fight." I was like, "I just beat his ass. Boop, 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 boop. I just beat him up." And boom. I said it in my little childhood way. Of course, I cuss at him and nothing. He's like, "Man, you can't fight. I bet you can't go to the boxing gym and fight." And that's how I learned how to box. You see what I'm saying?
But see, have you ever won a little skirmish and the motherfucker say, "You think you did something, watch this." And they show you and you can't get nothing off? You know what I'm saying? That's the levels though.
Yeah.
That make you work on like, all right, I get it. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, man, it just, that's just what it boils down to. And what I was finna say before that was, it's crazy what we have always, well, here lately, comparing fighters to yesteryear, right? And we talk about the assembly line. But we ain't never talked about these goddamn coaches, because these coaches today,
horrible.
They talk too much.
Yep.
They're starting to look like the clowns. No disrespect at all, but they're starting to look like the clowns. They talk more for their kid, the kid not saying nothing, right? They're not doing anything. And it's like you're living more through their father than seeing their child. You get what I'm saying?
But see, it's the
and their dad's right.
It's the psychology behind it, bro. You know what I mean?
Well,
Remember,
that's my point.
yeah,
That's
it's a
my point.
psychology behind it, bro.
That's my point. It's a monkey see, monkey do thing.
Mm-hmm.
If my dad my trainer and he gets to act like a clown, I can act like a clown, right?
Mm-hmm.
They do what they see versus the Buddy McGirts, the Joel Diaz's. All these guys are hardcore boxers. These guys they live and die and breathe for this shit. Ain't no room for talking. Sometimes you talk too much, get your lip bust. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They know that. They know all these things. When versus you look at all the up and coming father son trainers, they do a lot of this, and then when you see their son, they not doing a lot of this. You see what I'm saying?
So we need guys like the Eddie Fudges back, and we got some of them out there. We got some of those old schools out there, but they just not really picking the fighters' brains. That's why I can respect a guy like a Andre Ward.
Right.
I respect the holy fuck out of him. The last American gold medalist.
Right.
But he takes fighters up under his wings. He's got salute,
game.
salute punch. But he takes fighters up under his wings. He's glued to Bud. He's glued to Shakur, bro.
He's not a hater. He's not a hater.
Man. That's what these fighters need. They need, really though, first of all, you have to have the temperament and to be humble enough to listen to a motherfucker. And then, as on the other side of the fence, you have to have the right mouthpiece. Like keep on going back to psychology behind shit to really express what the hell you saying.
Right.
Now, you know my son, right? Hard-headed as fuck. Hard-headed as fuck. It was times in his fights where he wasn't throwing a jab at all. And I'm like, God damn. I know if I would have got on his ass and said, hey, boy, throw your jab when you go back out there. Throw your fucking jab. He probably wouldn't have did it just slick shit. So what I would say is, oh, my God, bro. He come back to the round. You killing him with that jab. Oh, my God, bro. That jab is so pretty, man. Keep that jab in his face, man. Oh, my God. That jab is killing him. Man, what's into you tonight, bro? That jab is killing him. And he come out there, and when he wasn't jabbing, now he's jabbing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's the psychology behind it.
Yeah, it's about trying to reach him.
Yeah, you just want to reach him. You want to get the message, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and like I said, establish trust, man, because shit, like you say, some of them are more than coaches for some of these kids if they get the right coach. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole lot to it now, what you see in the boxing game. And then what sucks is too, because the Olympics saying there ain't gonna be no boxing next go around.
Yeah. And we left on, if that's true, then that means we left on a screwed up note, man.
Yeah.
We left on a screwed up note.
The last medal we placed, the highest medal I think was silver.
That was Shakur.
That was Duke Reagan.
Clarissa, she got a gold for us, but I'm talking about in the male ranks. But Shakur is the last one to get the silver medal.
No, it was Duke Reagan.
Duke Reagan got a silver?
Yeah, Duke Reagan got a silver.
Did he? Okay. That's dope. So we second best.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I hate to sound like salute to all those fighters, man, that's fighting the Olympics, man. I don't want to come off as a smug asshole because the motherfucker could be like, well, nigga, you ain't got no medal. That's very understandable. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sound like Sensei John Kreese and shit from Cobra Kai.
Right. No, it's just about wanting better, not just for representation of us, but them for themselves.
Yeah.
Take that few. Don't be satisfied with that. You know what I'm saying? Prove us wrong. Prove everybody wrong.
What we doing here, bro? You know what I'm saying? We need to step it up in this country. Because I'm telling you, we're gonna look up 10 years down the line. Unified welterweight champion is from fucking Iran.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
You know what I mean? We'll barely have American champions.
Yeah.
And then
American boxing will be on the back burner.
Then we'll end up doing some goofy shit like gatekeeping what titles we do got and cherry picking and trying to hold on to it, bro. We seen that shit with Wilder, bro.
Mm-hmm.
We seen that shit with Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that proves my point right there. That was an Olympic bronze medalist, and they was trying to tell us that um a gold medalist in AJ was ducking him all these years.
Mm-hmm.
And they fed him to a silver medalist his last fight. And keep in mind, Wilder, he lost in the Olympics by knockout.
Mm-hmm.
So that shows you if he fights a guy at a certain caliber of a silver medalist in the pros, that's what's going to happen to him.
Mm-hmm.
Then they gave him the Zhang, and what happened?
Right.
Another silver medalist. See,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking at current events right now. I'm looking down the pipeline.
Right.
You know, people say they for the sport and they want the sport to grow. Okay, well, I want the sport to grow. And I want it to grow for us in this country. And no offense, Deej, but the same thing with your country too, though, man. Where's the Costa Zoos at? Why they not fucking with Tim like that? You know what I mean? That's fucked up in itself, bro. You
I
know what I'm
think
saying?
that I'm a little bit more philosophical about it, and that's kind of what I asked you at the start. Said, like, how philosophical do you want to get on this? Because what you're actually looking at now is the consequence, not the cause, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is everything that didn't happen and did happen over the last, let's say, decade. It could be a little bit longer, but let's see what's happening. Let's just call it out. Particularly in Western democracies, including Australia, including the States, the tone in which society's gone. You only need to look at schools where teachers are wrapped over the knuckles for holding kids accountable for their behaviour. And
Mm-hmm.
get them in, then the parents come in and start screaming discrimination and this, that, and whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually ends up being a flow on effect into other areas of society, such as sport. Now, when you look at boxing as a sport, and for those that aren't educated, they just look at it as violence, right? What you've got is the same people that send their kids to school to be um, parented rather than educated are the same people that look at boxing and say, well, it's just a violent Spartan sport. And
Mm-hmm.
so there will be a combination then that kids, particularly with technology and computer games and IT and internet and Facebook and all this sort of stuff over the last, they're distracted from wanting to be, let alone physical, in a boxing ring or a boxing gym, and certainly don't want discipline. How dare you discipline me? I'll do what I
Mm-hmm.
want when I want. And
Mhm.
boxing's one of those things that would be affected by it, right? Kids aren't turning on the TV and seeing a Costa Zoo. They're not turning on the TV and seeing Floyd Mayweather or Oscar De La Hoya, right? Because their
Mm-hmm.
parents aren't paying for it, right? So
Mm-hmm.
where are they actually going to see that for them to inspire them to say, yeah, that's what I want to do? So who are, if I'm a kid growing up today, because I've spoken about the last 10 years, I think there's going to be a flow on for the next 10 years. Who's going to be my hero, right? Some
Right.
kids might like Tank, for example. Yeah, I like Tank. Do I really want to be Ryan Garcia? Yeah, sure, he's got lots of followers, but I can guarantee a lot of those followers are going to grow out of it, right, as they get older and more
Mm-hmm.
mature, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
what's inspiring me as a kid to go? Now, in the States and to a lesser degree in places in Australia where younger kids get themselves into mischief and trouble, that they get the discipline that they might need. But where you talk about coaches, they're no different to teachers. They're feeling restrained and handcuffed to actually discipline and be hard on these kids for fear of what society, laws, lawyers, courts, parents are going to do if they come home with a black eye, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
that's part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So the damage has been progressively, and I think it's a reflection of society than what it is of actually um, uniquely boxing. I don't think boxing's the only one that suffered. Um, you everyone's caught up in what you should and you shouldn't do, rather than seeing the value of teaching kids, boys and girls, the value of discipline and learning the hard way and sticking to something. That
Right.
whole thing is lost. I mean, just look at 20-year-olds these days. No disrespect to all of them, but I think Slick touched on it. Like, they just run their mouth. For a fighter to come in and tell a coach what they will and won't do, well, what's a coach supposed to do with that? I'll take your money, but on your terms. I can't help you if you don't let me help you. I mean, what do they do here?
Mhm.
So until boxing changes its, what would I call it? I won't say changes, improves its attraction would be the right word. You're just not going to inspire kids. The only way you're going to inspire kids is with people like Roy Jones, with Mike Tyson, where they say, look, learn from my mistakes. These are the really good things that I got as a young man out of the discipline. And maybe that might attract a few people in there and say, yeah, I want that discipline. Some people go join the military.
Yep.
But even look at that these days. Military
Yeah.
numbers and the UK, Australia, and United States, these young people growing up don't have the backbone or, don't have the fortitude to want to go and serve their country for fear of being uncomfortable or getting hurt. So it's
Mhm.
just a generational thing, and I think that boxing has suffered.
Exactly,
Now,
bro.
so is the US in a state of emergency? I mean, there's an opportunity to leverage what's going on right now. And I've got a question for the panel a little bit later on, but Punch has been here. Welcome, Punch.
What's going on,
Punch.
fellas? How
I
y'all
don't,
doing?
I
What
don't
it
like
do,
to
bro?
ramble on someone else's show.
Man,
There you go.
you was touching all bases though, bro. You really
You was
drove
hitting
that
it.
shit home.
You
I
was
was
hitting it.
I was sitting here like having praise and worship service, homie. I was like, damn, preach.
Yeah,
You
you
like
was
that?
hitting it.
I want
Yeah.
to fucking add on to some of that stuff DJ was talking about because he definitely had a couple points that were making a lot of sense.
Well, you seen the question in the video,
The
right?
title.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
title.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you see, I think the problem is it's a society thing because over the last let's say about 20 years, violence been like super frowned upon in the U.S. You know what I mean? For instance, like for every horrible tragedy, school shooting, etc. that happened, they try to take it out on violent sports, MMA, boxing, video games, movies. Think about it over the years how much they've been frowned upon stuff. A good example is that movie Joker that came out a few years ago. Remember they didn't really promote it because they was afraid that it was going to incite a riot or something. Remember,
Mhm.
see how soft we getting now. An example of how lame and soft I think society has become over the last 20 years is my son plays baseball. You know what I mean? So about when he was 10 years old, they made it to the championship game. They lost 6-1, got destroyed, you know? But at the
Mhm.
end of the game, and this is the first time I've ever seen something like this, everybody got trophies.
I know.
Right.
Participation
I hate.
trophies.
Oh my
So, like,
God.
hold up. So if to make a long story short, when my son came, it didn't make him feel no better. And when he got home, he threw the fucking trophy away, and I was so proud of him because if you don't experience losing, how you gonna get better?
Right.
You know what I mean? So a lot of parents is turning their kids away from sports with violence like football, boxing, MMA, even though we do have like MMA for like kids. You know what I mean?
Right.
I
Right.
haven't seen like I seen a couple tournaments for like little kid boxers, but I ain't seen 6 and 7-year-olds in the ring getting it on like I seen like little MMA kids doing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So as much as they try to suppress violence in America, there's nothing more attractive or fun or exciting as a good fight.
And
It's what it
back
is.
off of what you
You know what I
said,
mean?
where the hell do people think the great Michael Jordan would have been if he never would have got cut?
Or Mike
Facts.
Tyson.
You feel me?
If you
Exactly,
don't
bro.
experience what it's like to lose, how you gonna get better? You know
Yep.
what I mean? So
Mhm.
with parents having this mindset, they're steering them towards different sports like football, for instance. That's why there ain't been a great heavyweight champion in America in the last 10 years because they're all in the NFL. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because and even with that CTE shit starting to spring out, that's taking parents, scaring parents from putting their kids in that sport. So violence is taking a hit over the last couple of years. Which, I mean, I understand it's a scary thing. You know what I mean? But I don't
It's
think
just,
playing sports, video games, or movies.
it's about being knowledgeable too. Like when especially CTE and all of them things. A lot of those guys that came up in the 80s and then in the 90s
They
and things
didn't
like
have
that,
the protections
they
that
didn't
they
have the protection. Also, they
did.
played too damn long.
And they
Yep.
played way too long into their career.
Played
You know
way
what
in
I
their
mean?
40s. Nobody ever talk about like, damn, that dude was in his 40s playing. This dude was a quarterback down to the 49. Like, what the fuck? You get
So
what
I
I'm saying?
think, yeah, so like, you know what I'm
Nobody's
saying?
saying that.
Where I'm going with this, right? I think that that's been the most detrimental thing to boxing. Like
Yep.
the way violence has been frowned upon. Because every time something serious happens, because I don't condone none of this shit with people going in school shooting them up, or children dying or stuff, or people walking in church and shooting them up, bro. But you notice that every time something horrible like that happened in our country, sports is to blame.
Yep.
Well,
Movies,
sports will always be to blame
video
because
games,
sports
you know what I mean?
is the
Those are really just outlets for people to stop them from doing violent things. Y'all got it
but
wrong. Y'all thinking the wrong things. You understand?
That's a good point, bro.
sports
The
is the
reality.
Coliseum
They're
though.
really outlets. You know what I mean? They're not inciting violence. They really help their releases for
Right.
anger and
But
violence.
you gotta blame the Romans for that though. You know, back
I
in the
understand.
days, the gladiators was used to distract the public. They'll use it in that way, and they'll use it in other ways as well. You get what I'm saying?
I
To,
mean, that's what
to
the kind of
orchestrate and show what can happen
boxing is
if
today.
you go
It's really
against
our
it.
version of the
But
Coliseum,
you know
right?
what, fellas? It's like it's a global push to feminize the male. You know what I mean? And
Man,
over sexualize things. And now they desensitize you when they over sexualize things and feminize the male. And so now, shit, we don't have the tough male, bro. We used to love the man being around the old heads, soaking up game,
Right.
man.
bro. That used to be
But
it.
it's not just that. See, you talking about within the culture. Like if I went to Australia and I said, DJ, I'm coming out there, right?
Mhm.
I don't want DJ to take me to Sydney and all that. I'm gonna go do what he do.
I want to do with What
I
you
want to
Oh,
learn DJ's culture.
Yeah.
I want to know
Careful
how.
what you wish for, Slick.
I'm just saying. I want to know what Aussies do. I don't want to know what tourists do. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah, look.
was messed up here in America is everything that Punch named. I grew up going through it. Everything from school shootings to you name it. If it happened in my neighborhood, it didn't make the news. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So here, there's a big cultural difference where they get to pick and choose. For instance, boxing's not going to be in the Olympics. I just watched a girl. You can go on YouTube right now. This girl got slammed on her neck in Greco wrestling. That's even more violent. Had to pull off the mat. But they're not gonna get rid of that. So it's more of a pick and choose thing. And like I said, they'll use something to convey their message through. You get what I'm saying? And that is a big part.
Pretty
But
confident boxing will stay in the Olympics. I think what you're doing
Well,
is
you-
you're just saying a knee-jerk reaction to all the hype around the genetic males fighting females.
right.
I'm pretty confident that'll sort itself out, but I'll come back to that. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, it's okay. But it almost didn't make it to this Olympics. You know, they had to vote it in and all sorts of stuff. They've been trying to get rid of boxing in the Olympics, which is sad. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like
Wow.
to go back to what Nine was saying. That was the goal. To see your name in that book. You know what I'm saying? I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Like,
This is the legacy of so many great boxers.
yeah, you know, that was like the goal to see that and to take that away from these kids. It's like you shooting them in the foot. You know what I'm saying?
But
So
see, certain shit, not to cut you off, bro, it's an
Mhm.
oxymoron. And when I tell y'all this, you're gonna be like, damn, that is kind of fucked up.
Mhm.
They say it's brutal and fucked up and all this, and they want to take it out the Olympics, right?
right.
Well, why the fuck did y'all just take away headgear like a couple of years ago?
Right.
Make it make sense.
Right.
I think the problem is a lot of Olympians are starting to want to get paid. You know what I mean? And the sports that's making the most noise are the ones that are trying to silently X off of the Olympics. You know what I mean? Because I've been hacking a lot of boxers, a lot of Olympians are tired of, you know what I mean, pushing their boxing careers, their pro careers aside to try to achieve glory for the country and not being paid for it. And you know what? I kind of agree.
We
Well,
kind of went through that with college
it's-
sports too, though,
I
bro.
say
Yeah,
if you
it's
pay the
been
college,
like-
I was about to
it's
say
kinda
that
been
if you pay
like
the
that.
college kids, you should pay the Olympians.
Yeah,
Why-
it's kind, but it's They get paid. They get paid a certain
These
amount of
college
money if
kids
they
are getting
win.
millions of dollars before they even step foot onto an NFL field. They may never pan out, but they're so good it take away from their focus of the sport. If you ask me, I understand paying them, but giving them $5-10 million, they ain't even step foot on a college field or NFL field yet is
Well,
stupid.
yeah,
Explode
I
in your
I
face.
totally get that, but like for it's like the Olympics, it still has to have its basis, and so you
I
have
mean,
to have some sort of understanding as of why you're doing so.
you know the
You
stipend
get what I'm saying?
Olympians get. They get like a stipend of like
Yeah,
$3 a
yeah.
month.
And it's something that still gets sponsorships. It's just that if you're not that poster child, like Clarissa went through the Olympics and didn't get no
But that's why we didn't get
sponsorships.
to see so many greats
You
in the
know?
Olympics, and the way so many got screwed too, though. Like, you know, a lot of the greats got screwed. Like, I ain't gonna bring up, like, you know, Roy Jones and Floyd Mayweather. That was a travesty. Both of
Rude.
them,
Yeah.
travesty.
But
Yeah,
let
it was
me
Both of them.
terrible.
ask you guys a question. I got a question for the panel.
Mhm.
And I guess first come, first serve. Deej, I'll start with you first. If you had to play um fucking psychic, what do you think in 10 years? 10 years time, what do you think the state of American boxing will be? From an outside perspective, of course. Deej, you there, bro?
Yeah, I was just measuring my thoughts before I opened my mouth just to make sure they were both connected.
Oh, I got it.
It's too-
Are you
So
passionate right now? Are you
no,
exercising?
no. It's only 11 a.m. If it
oh
was
dang, that's right.
after lunch or perhaps tomorrow, I normally wind up for Slick's Friday night. His Friday night, my Saturday, right? Because
Right.
I give myself a bit of a free pass there, and then Nine comes in and Punch comes in, and they're exercising, so I feel left out. But listen, I suspect that Turkey will have left boxing in 10 years' time. I don't think he's going to continue to like what he deems as being asked to wait or being told no, or what I'm thinking now is him finding himself feeling disrespected. We know that he's left a significant $32 million investment in soccer in 2018. The fans booed him, so he quit and
Mhm.
walked away from it.
Golf too.
Well, he hasn't walked away from golf. Live's still going, but how long that lasts. But look, I think that in general, society goes too far, right? They go, the pendulum swings too far before people realise, oh shit, we've gone too far too early, and then it just starts to wind back into some level of equilibrium. The best thing that boxing could do for itself, by way of promoting it, is to promote the fitness, the healthy lifestyle, and perhaps even some of the financial outcomes that might be involved. I can't. 10 years is a long time. It would need to change hands. The Bob Arams, the Al Heymans, if they last that long. So boxing will need to change hands into a new era of ownership and control. What does that look like? I don't know. But before I hand this over to either Punch or Slick, Punch, just coming back to your point about being paid to go to the Olympics, I'm not going to mix words here. If you're too greedy to represent your country and your people because of money, get stuffed. You don't deserve it. The problem becomes is the precedent's been set with things like the USA women's soccer team, right? They get paid quite well. They refuse to play different games, so the precedent's been set. So as a boxer, you go, well, hang on, how come they're getting all this money and I'm not? That's the problem. It's not the boxer's mentality or the athlete's mentality. It's that they make rules for some and not the others, and they can't
Mhm.
sustain it. You
I
should
totally.
only be paid for your uniform, your flights, your food, maybe some spending money to do a bit of tourist stuff while you're overseas, but that's it. It should be the pride of representing your country. That should
Mhm.
be enough. If
Yep.
that's not enough, piss off. You don't deserve it. Now, back to Nine's question about psychic. Who's next?
I'm gonna call on the prophet himself, Mr. Motherfucking Punch Drunk. Prophet Punch, man. What do you say, man? If you had to look down the road 10 years, just humor me.
Ooh.
What do you think the state of boxing in the United States would be?
In 10 years, let's see. Okay. I'm real big into advancement of cybernetics and all that shit. So I think in 10 years, Bob Arum gonna be dead. His son ain't gonna be able to command the same respect as him. So Al Haymond's gonna be on his way out the door. So it's going the two controlling powers of boxing is gonna be between Eddie Hearn and Turkey. I don't think Turkey's going nowhere. I think he's gonna have a good foot into the game by that time. And I expect to see some crazy cybernetic real steel type of invention to be made to enhance fighters in some way or shape or form. Because I've been following that stuff real closely. You know what I mean? Because I'm a big believer in virtual reality and cybernetics and all that cool shit and advancing human life. And they've been advancing pretty far and fast in this shit, man. So don't be surprised in the next 10 to 15 years they come up with some crazy ass advancement to have these fighters either out the door on some real steel shit or making them faster, stronger, and more powerful. That's what I think gonna be like in 10 years.
Hell, in 20 years, we'll be saying my AI is tougher than your AI. Shit.
Big fuck.
What say you, Slick 50? In 10 years down the line, what do you think the state of boxing in the United States is?
I
It will
think
be.
it's like the old saying, like we were just talking about not too long ago. You got strong men make weak boys, right? Those weak boys grew up, now you're gonna make strong men. I think we'll catch a couple good fighters within, the 10 years. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna really be worth watching. That's gonna be really special. But what's gonna suck that the state of boxing isn't gonna change. So it's gonna be like we're just gonna praise them, period. If that makes sense to you, like how Mayweather and everybody just bend the knee to Mayweather. You get what I mean?
Mhm.
And I don't think it should be that way. I think that the mentality they're gonna have is still gonna be kind of messed up. Like, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, blah, blah, blah. Even though they're gonna be gifted as hell, and people gonna think that that's just the way it's supposed to be, and it's not. So the only way I feel like that changes for as in the future is that money has to, you can't keep giving these kids all of this money. See, the problem is it's like a kid in a household. If I give you everything, you're not gonna want to ever earn nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not saying paying them bullshit, but goddamn, just think if Devin Haney was hungry as fuck, stayed hungry. Let's say that, stay hungry, stayed the Devin we saw that was knocking people out, right? And that, remember, that was kind of before the 2.5 million. Remember that?
Yeah.
He got the silk sheets ahead of time. You got these kids getting all of this money. And when you get a lot of money, after a while, you start questioning yourself. Do I got to keep doing this? Do I need to get up today? I don't want to go run. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And as long as that's going, it's always going to be an issue. That's why I don't have a problem with the Bob Arum method. He bring these kids in. He no matter how you talk about Bob, he get them noticed. And then if you get too big for Top Rank, you can go about your business. But these other promoters, they just hand out all of this money. And then you got Sheik in the game making it viable to the point where it's shameful to me. Like today, boxers are literally putting their hat in a bag on Twitter. Hey, Sheik, don't forget about me, and tagging them. Don't beg that man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is that about? Clarissa Shields did the same thing today. And that to me is pitiful. Pitiful.
Remember, and we've already got some 21 and 22-year-old up-and-comers.
Yeah.
So they're going to progress over the next 10 years. So look, there is still some people.
It's some hope.
There.
It's some hope. It's just
we might have
the land. I'm just
point. We might have robot wars.
Nah, I got guns for that. But look, my allegedly. But my thing is on that is just that I believe the person would change. The male boxer would change. the man boxing, they'll have those skills. It's just the landscape not gonna change. And I feel like the landscape of boxing is the reason we getting these type of boxers. They're being allowed too much too early. They're being allowed to do X, Y, and Z. You know, the only way, like I admire Turkey, right? Let me jump on him real quick. Pause. Check this out. If you gonna put money into the sport, right? Bring some real stability. I bet you nobody on this panel can tell me anything other than what Turkey has done, except give money. Give me something else he's did.
They created the is it the United Arab Emirates?
Can I bring up?
No, I'm talking about for boxing.
Can I
Like
bring
for
up how
boxing.
much what the hell that whatever season shit's engrossed over the last 2 years?
No, not money. See, that's what I'm saying. Money. That's all you gonna tell me is about money. He has not brought no stability to boxing.
Yeah.
In boxing, you still could do whatever the hell you want to do, not be penalized or any of that. For instance, I know it's not, and it's the reason because it's not associated. You know, we saw Turkey coming in at one point, like, okay, the money's gonna be great. Cool, that's great. These fighters are gonna get paid X amount of dollars, right? And this is dope. But let's not make no mistake, right? It's not bad that these stars have to earn that paycheck. So the stars that make themselves into a Canelo, a Gervonta Tank Davis, or whoever, so they earned that, bro. And that's something to look for these young fighters to look towards. Work hard, and maybe you can get that too. But how long are we gonna sit here and keep saying that it's good that he's giving this money, but in a couple years, all he doing is diluting it. He diluting the system.
But what non-star did he give a big bag to?
What non-star?
Well, he
giving losers $20 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deontay Wilder just
two
got
times. Two times.
Fights,
Nobody knew he was gonna be that trash in the first fight.
Man, that dude was garbage. We did.
I was expecting big things. I ain't gonna lie.
I was hoping for it. I'm on record live cursing the screen now because I really wanted him to win. You know what I'm saying?
Together, bro. I thought
you know what I mean? I'm just saying though, he's diluting it, but he's not bringing a real stability. We need some sort of rules. Like I said, if we actually want boxing to be great in the future, there has to be some system, and it doesn't have to be an overall system. All I'm saying is promotion need to take accountability. Hey man, ain't you supposed to be training today? I don't feel like it. Well, you doc, bro. Fuck that shit. Now you seen Turkey do it that one time to Tyson Fury. Remember that? He called that fight off. He said, I'm docking your pay. He said, and next time somebody do it again, what'd he say? It was $5 million? That's what I'm saying. Bring some accountability in boxing as well. Because without accountability, this is just gonna get worse. You're gonna end up having some nice boxes, but it's just gonna get worse when somebody gonna keep telling you what they ain't gonna do, what they gonna do. Fuck the fans. Y'all don't go through what I go through, and this and this and that. And it's like you just passing the blame.
And what you're not doing is, I think that whilst there's a perception, real or otherwise, that it's all about USA and you try to dominate and keep everything in the USA. I think that you're severely limiting the growth to build fans overseas.
Facts.
AJ's got fans in the US. He's got fans in Australia.
He's a superstar.
Right. Tank's probably got the same. Devin won some fans when he came over. So did Mendoza.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a pool of 10 billion people worldwide and you only put these faces in front of 1 million people, you know, round figures pay-per-view or 500,000, you're really restraining and restricting your ability to promote the people and the product internationally. So you got to get out of this mindset to say that I won't fight outside of United States.
That's right.
You've got to go and take the product worldwide. You know, appeal to China, appeal to UK, appeal to Japan, appeal to all of these people. Some people don't care about the boxer; they just like the personality.
Right.
That's enough. That's enough to get people to buy.
And not
true.
to Oh, brother, I'm talking about it's a appearance declining in skills. Our skills is eroded over the years, and that's the point I'm talking about. That's what I'm speaking to. I'm
Yeah.
speaking to our skills as fighters eroding, and we don't have the juice no more.
No.
It's
No,
just
we don't.
evident when we're on a world platform like the Olympics, we don't have the juice no more,
Well,
and we need to fix that internally.
the
And
Olympics
then,
too, and to a sense, this fits with you what you saying 913, because I get what you're saying, but it's also when it comes to the states, we don't even champion our own fighters, bro.
nah,
So that got to be fixed too, though. But it also got to come from a standpoint of marketability, right? Because that goes into what Punch was saying about sponsorships, right? That's where PR come in. You got to know how to talk. These little fuckers, excuse my language, these little guys don't have no manners. So they think they just go on TV and talk how they want to talk. This is me. You guys set me for me and all this. And then you wonder why you're not getting those sponsors. You wonder why you're not, you understand? Because you got your hand out asking for somebody else's money at the end of the day, right?
Mhm.
So you gotta play the part.
But at the
And
same, bro, not to cut you off, bro. At the same time, I'm the same dude that's been called Uncle Tom because I just picked the fight the way it was. Look
me
at
too.
look at
Me
look at
too.
look at Wilder Fury.
Yeah. That's the first one I got caught. I swear. I
Called
got
me
drove.
Uncle Tom. And Deej, bro, I don't know if you know um about the slang in this country as far as the African Americans or whatever. But being an Uncle Tom is some of the worst shit you could call me. You know what I mean? Um, and
We
By your own people. By
yeah,
your own
and I just
people.
called the
that's
fight down the middle.
Yeah.
that's disappointing, but unfortunately, if you were selling toothpaste, someone somewhere is going to come at you for the product that you're selling,
Right.
right? There's that many people that get out of bed every day just to find something wrong, I'm sure, and it's disappointing just to whinge about everything. That's just that's a different discussion about society and how that comes about. But
Right.
I think I spoke on one of the lives here and I said, look, I'm not out to upset people, and I try to be reasonably fair and philosophical. I try not to make it about people like an Al Heyman or a Devin Haney. I talk about the process, the rules that boxing allows. Jamel Charlo, one of those things. I've got
I want to piss
utmost
them
respect.
all off. Fuck them.
Well, that's okay. Everyone's different, right? But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to go to bed at night having some random try to insult me.
Mhm.
That random has no influence on my life and what decisions I make yesterday or today. That's just the
Mhm.
way I look at it, right? So um, I wouldn't make it too personal or get too upset when you've got people coming out of the bleachers and just throwing stones at you. They're going to do that no matter what. It's just in their DNA, or it thinks it makes them important or powerful or superior or whatever it might be. It's just misplaced
I,
superiority, I suppose. But let me ask you something. There was something that you spoke about skills. See, I reckon that every sport has generations or waves of superstars. So I'm sure that you're familiar, at least peripherally, when you talk about Brazilian soccer.
Mhm.
So they had Ronaldo, and then they had Ronaldinho, I think. Absolute
Ronaldinho
worldwide. Yeah, absolute worldwide superstars.
and
The best of the
what
best,
Neymar
right?
Jr. too.
Yep. Now who have they got? They don't have
uh,
anyone of that,
nobody.
right?
Right.
So I think in concept, don't put it all on the USA. Yes, they've got a seat at the table,
But
but I
see, this
think
is the difference,
what
though.
you're
Not to cut
doing,
you off, brother, but we've been having dominance in this sport. This has been an American thing since James J. Corbett. Like since the first heavyweight champion, bro. We think about it though. When have you? We've always been top tier. This is like what we do. That's just like saying, you know, fuck. Um,
NBA.
Make tacos. Like shit, fuck. No offense, but I'm just saying, like, bro, that's always been our thing. And we
Because
didn't maintain it. We haven't worked to maintain it. That's something that it's a smug American attitude that we think that we're so privileged that we think that I don't think we have to do is show up and we win.
Right.
And we're not actually working as hard as those
We're
guys from like
It's the
where's Usyk from? Ukraine
Ukraine.
or Russia. Those guys are working hard. We're getting out hustled. Guess what? Bro, we're getting out hustled. How many, let me ask you a question, Deej. How many American fighters at 154 do you think actually can beat Tim Tszyu? Just give me a number. At 154, how many of them you think actually can beat that boy?
definitely 1, possibly 3.
Yeah. Now, how many's gonna fight him?
Definitely 1, hopefully 3.
Hopefully. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but your frustrations are fair, right? But what I'm saying to you is the sport hasn't evolved as society has evolved. They're not changing their pitch. All they're doing is they're actually trying to keep their employee. This is what's fucked up about it, right? They think the boxers are the employee rather than the employer.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? And that's the broken piece in all of it.
Hey guys,
Right?
can
When
I
you-
hold that for me real quick? Give me like 2.5.
Yeah. Go ahead, DJ.
Yeah, I'm just starting the clock. 2.5 minutes, hours, or seconds. It wasn't specific.
Minutes.
Every sport that is still doing well, NBA, NFL, soccer all over the world, or football, depending on it, has evolved with their marketing to appeal to the new generations of society and fans and those sorts of things. US boxing has had a model that's been stuck in the mud. It just hasn't evolved. Yes, it's survived. Yes, you've still got terrific athletes. And I think that's the point that I want to come back to is that there's no planet on earth that boxers aren't superior and gifted athletes. It's about their strength. It's about their speed, their agility, their reflexes. So when all of these other sports are created, when we come back to the Olympics, that once upon a time, 20 years ago, you only had round figure 15 sports that you could represent. Now there's rock climbing, now there's BMX, there's skateboarding, breakdancing. So if you have skills like a Bud, a Devon, a whoever, right, where you're just a gifted athlete, maybe you choose to actually put those skills into another sport where you can represent your country without all of the violence, the pain, and the discipline that might come with it. So there's just more options available now for athletes. And going back to one of the points Punch was making is that don't be lost in all of this, that litigation and healthcare, or what do you call it, health insurance over there, has skyrocketed. So some parents just can't afford to fix their son's or their daughter's broken arm or broken leg if they start playing soccer or NFL or basketball. They just can't afford it. So what do? I would love you to be active. I would love you to be part of the sport. But if you hurt yourself, I can't look after you because I can't afford it. So even parents are getting priced out of allowing their children to be active and play sports for fear of not, getting a tooth knocked out, a broken finger, anything, right?
Yeah.
That's true. I didn't think about it from that aspect.
Do you guys got universal health care there?
No, we've got a mix. So we have what's called a Medicare system where it's open to all public. So what that does is that allows you to receive emergency care and those sorts of things, like if you're in a car accident, like, Medicare will pay for you to, in an emergency, like, you know, to have your legs sewn back on or whatever it might be. But there is a salary range. If you earn X amount of dollars per year, the government penalises you for not having private health insurance. So the private health insurance ranges from basic hospital cover, or it might, if you want to pay extra premiums, you can get yoga, Pilates, dental care, neurosurgery, all of those sorts of things in there. And basically what that says is it says they just means test you to say that you can afford. They don't mandate which one you've got to pick, but it just sort of says that you will be penalised if you don't have ambulance or basic hospital cover. It's not really an insurance as such that, other than the military, that employers pay for. So in over here, if you go and work for a business, it's very rare that, and not necessary for that business to pay for your healthcare as an employee. It's kind of covered one way, shape, or form in others. Look, it's not perfect. It's got its holes as well. But in saying that, I do know for a fact that parents are struggling to pay for the fees involved for kids to go and play football or soccer or basketball, and a lot of that is public indemnity for the council and the state government not to be sued if those kids get injured playing on a court or a soccer field or something like that. So that's where my point comes from, that part of the health and the obesity and some of the sports and, you know, the grassroots is what we call it here. So the kids getting in young and getting built up, boxing would be no different, right? Parents just can't afford to do it. They're getting priced out of it, just cost of living. So if they've got to choose whether they buy a PlayStation for their kids with no injury, or send them out onto the soccer field and can't afford to fix their broken leg, particularly if there's complications, they'll buy the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Facts.
That's a good point, bro. Real good point. Damn, dude, bro, you been cooking tonight, bro.
You ain't lying, because I ain't think about it from that standpoint, but it's like, shit.
Dee's been cooking with grease tonight, man.
I don't know. I guess we grew up in the.
I don't know.
We grew up in the era of fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I was furious my son didn't want to play football, man. And he's like, he wanted to play baseball. It's like, what the, that's the softest sport in the world to me. But
yeah, but they make the most though.
You know what I mean?
Same area.
We need them though. But that's a great example right there though. That's like the fear of boxing, because now look at baseball. Who run baseball?
Yep.
That's the fear of boxing. Like it's one of the same, but I get what Deej is saying. And I was born in East St. Louis. I don't think get no poorer than that. And I know growing up we didn't have no damn health insurance like that, because I used to get in trouble for getting scrapes and cuts. I remember them days. Shouldn't have had your ass up there. What the hell you jumping off the damn house for? I remember that shit. But they never prevented me from being a kid though. Like, I guess it was just more fuck it. I don't know how to put it.
It was fuck it.
It was fuck it. I was still able to go outside, jump and climb trees, play sports, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? And
because you know what it was? Back then it was the norm.
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
Now it's not the norm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that price is the only reason that sports are suffering. I'm just saying it's a part of the puzzle that isn't, I suppose, encouraging more people to get into it, parents and kids. Right? There's a little bit of a apprehension there because of the cost. And then you've got all these other things. Oh shit. I'd come off my bike as a kid and I'd just have bark off me and blood everywhere all down my legs where I've torn all the skin off. What's my old man do? He comes up and fucking rubs it Like that's gonna make it feel better. It
Right.
fucking hurts more.
Right.
You'll be right. And he's rubbing the fucking dirt in. Get
Right.
off
That-
me.
That's what I say. My dad would threw some dirt on it. Put some dirt on it. Go on. I ain't got no band-aids. Going back outside. You be all right.
That's fucked up in the 80s. That's infection. He didn't know nothing about it.
You're right.
That's
For real, bro.
You burn yourself, put some butter on it. Shit.
Yeah, fuck it. You be okay. But no, like the fucking, we grew up in the fucking area, and you right. And it's just like, now I'm thinking about it based off what you saying. It started when they said parents can't spank their kids, and so on from there. It's just like, it's just the world is soft.
And you know what I'm learning in this conversation, fellas? It's not just the US, it's global.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's global.
And that sucks, man. I can't let it go. So I've been told so many things about my children. You know, are you like that? Well, yeah. My kids are going, they know, I can look at my kids and they know what's up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
No nonsense, bro.
I've had a young lady come to me and say, "Why you got your daughters talking like slaves?" I'm like, "What?" Because they say, "Yes, ma'am." They're supposed to say, "Yes, ma'am." That's being to be respectable. You're an elder. You know what I mean? Like all the little things that have left, they take it away and brainwash people into what they ain't got to do. Those were like we was talking about, the foundation.
The biggest problem
Those
with
are
that
the principles that you built off of.
no more.
Lick, with all due respect, I know some grown men that's not as tough as your baby daughter, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, me too, bro. I just
Love it.
that's a whole nother story. Just had, man,
Don't want
I'll
to
tell you
be-
about it.
Oh,
But
man, they be friends with their children, and that's backfiring in their faces in big ways.
like for instance, when we be sitting in the chat, people like, dang, they going at it. And we not going at it. This is how we converse as men. You know what I mean? That's it. No harm, no foul. Ain't nobody holding on no grudges. Ain't nobody holding on none of that, right? What kids call beef today ain't beef. They don't know what that is.
No idea.
You know what I mean? They don't know. And I think it's a lot, like you say, parents, and what am I supposed to do? I mean, at some point, parents gotta take it back to what it used to be. But it's sad that in a minute ain't gonna be too many of us no more.
Yeah, we're a
That's
dime
why I'm
crazy.
promoting passion, not hate.
Right.
Right. So anyone that comes in, right, don't get it too. Who was it? Was it Hood that came into your channel there and said,
Yeah.
"Oh, look, I turned up one night and you blokes were going at it." And I just
Yeah.
had to explain to him. I said, "No, they're best of friends.
Right.
This is just passion. This is fun
Yeah.
for them. It's not hate."
Yeah, that was the day I was in there
Far
cooking on.
from it.
Well, I'm
And
about to close it out, fellas, but in
oh,
close,
okay.
one more question for you guys. Okay,
Mhm.
we talked about the problem. What's the solution, Slick?
The solution is this: for his boxing, it's just like parents. I think coaches need to take back their gyms. Coaches need to take back their gyms and stand up to these kids. Hey, do you really want it? You don't. And also, when a coach see a kid, see another coach training a kid, but know why he got that kid because he flashy and stuff, think he's gonna take him to some quick dollars. Say something to him, bro. Like it has to be some sort of foundation. Every kid wants to be He-Man. That don't mean you let them play like He-Man. That don't mean you let them do He-Man things. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You train him up to be a boxer first. You mold him into what style he may become, right? It's no different. You can't tell a kid, hey, yeah, you go fight at 154. You don't know that. You don't know how his body gonna feel out. And it's the same thing with his skills. You don't know how agile he gonna be when his body start taking shape as a teenager or so on and so forth. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to start developing the fundamentals first and let that carry on. And then it turns into the promoters. Promoters have lost their way. They're bickering just like the boxers are, right? Don't bicker and argue with your boxers. Either it is or it ain't. You got them locked into a contract. You know he's gonna fight. So you going back and forth with a boxer is not helping. What need to be helping is, I think every boxing, salute the PBC. I hate that I'm saying that, and Kelly Swanson, but they have PR. Okay, it's no secret why those boys that's not fighting and their names are still relevant. Her name is Kelly Swanson. These other guys ain't got no PR. That's why you got Ryan wilding out on Twitter. That's why you got Big Baby talking crazy like he is. You know what I'm saying? They need to be taught the way. In other words, respect your craft.
Yep.
Okay, you want to get into this? It's a whole nother game. Okay, yeah, it was amateurs. It was amateurs. Yeah, your family was there. Not a world looking at you, boy. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to conduct yourself accordingly. Think about it. When Ryan was on the scene first before he started blabbing at the mouth, my dude had a Gatorade commercial, AutoZone, Pro Club endorsement, Ford truck. This dude was living off straight endorsements, bro. Like, he had everything. And they was talking about putting him in the movie. Now look, it's all gone. Gone. Because you don't want to conduct yourself accordingly because you feel like you're bigger than life. So I think it's a plethora of things that need to take shape, but overall, the world can get soft. But that don't mean you have to let the people in it get soft. So for as the boxing world is what I'm speaking on, don't let them get soft, bro. You can't be soft in the ring.
So Punch, you next, man. We've talked about the problem, but what's the solution? But before we do that, Punch, bro.
Yo.
You ain't punched all night. I need to hear you motherfucking punch, nigga.
I was about to right now, like with this last one.
I need to hear you punch.
All right, so I got 3 solutions to this problem. And they're all fixed boxing in a good way. First, these delicate ass boxers need to toughen the fuck up. Stop going at it with fans on social media. Our opinion should not matter at all to any of you niggas. Grow some thicker skin and stop whining like girls. And I go for all boxers because I see too many boxers going at it with random fans. Our opinion should not matter. This is a social media time. Everybody has a voice. Deal with that shit. 2, we need some sort of oversight committee to control these promoters and these judges and these sanctioning bodies. I'm talking about as far as the negotiations, as far as the promotions. There should be some type of oversight committee to control all those things so everybody can get promoted in a fair way, judged in a fair way. You know what I mean? And, handled in a fair way. As far as the PR thing, everybody's going to be their own person. You can't really tell any grown man what to do, so you'll never really be able to find nobody to really keep people like Ryan Garcia under control because idiots are always going to be idiots. You know what I mean? 3, and this is the most important thing, money. They have to figure out some way to control the money. The money thing is out of control. This fighter's making that much, that fighter's making that much. They should do something kind of like when the NFL had, like, rookies can only make $22 million. You can't keep giving rookies $70, $80 million. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There should be a set amount of money that each of these fighters can make till they reach a certain, number of pay-per-view buys. Not popularity, pay-per-view buys. I think that's the best way they can fairly judge this stuff, you know what I mean? Because all we can really do, because we get a lot of these popular fighters thrown into the same category as fighters that's way more skilled to them, and that just leads to a lot of pointless conversations, in my opinion. So once they get that bullshit handled, you know what I mean, get these fucking promoters under control, get these fucking sanctioning bodies under control, find some sort of higher authority to keep these motherfuckers in line, I think boxing will be better off for it. That's all I got.
Salute to you. All right, Deej. Land the plane, brother. Get us up out of here, man. What's the solution?
Punch, that's an awesome segue because I've got a couple of points here. So the first thing that anyone needs to realise is their audience, right? You don't send the same message to a room full of grown men as you would to a room full of teenagers. So rebrand your product, right? Don't just let it sit there idle and cross your fingers and hope that you're going to trip across a new couple of casuals somewhere getting interested. You got to go out there and chase it. And I think chasing it from a health, fitness, skill, defense, anything like that will make it appealing and maybe more appetizing to parents and kids, right? So brand the really good things and flood the market with the really good things so it outweighs all the bullshit that comes with it at the moment. corruption and no one fighting and money and all those sorts of things. Second of all, I'm of the opinion that promoters aren't required. All boxes should go to independent contractors. Why do I say that? Is because they can easily, with the internet and social media, they can brand themselves and they can deal directly with TV networks. Promoters just get in the middle and they're trying to turn an independent, an individual sport into a team sport. They get the stables and they want to put people on the field, off the field, bench them, all this sort of stuff. Nah, independent contractor, and you'll live by the sword or die by the sword. Your performances will skyrocket you, your behaviours, your marketing will skyrocket you, and you don't have some ball and chain around your ankle to tell you what you can and can't do by way of promotions. Boxing can happen without promoters quite easily. That lends itself then, if you take the promoters out of it, there's less chance of having influence of judges and referees and doctors and all of those sorts of things, because everyone comes in bipartisan to the contest.
That's dope. That's dope.
I like that.
And you know what I just realized? None of my homeboys is dumb motherfuckers. Salute to y'all, man. Salute to the panel. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And I still didn't, hey, Punch, you still didn't punch the way I wanted you to punch.
That guy, you full of shit.
I'm saving that for when I see RC, bro.
You full of shit.
He'll
Trigger word.
He's going to go 9. Punch is going to go home and just dream about Al Heyman. Now he wants to give him a call and catch up with the besties.
RC keep big up in that nigga, man. I can't wait to talk to him.
Hey, man.
Oh my God.
The
Hey.
pimp must live on. The pimp must live on.
Text RC, man. I got to hear it. Text it, please, bro.
I think Punch baby said, "Don't do it, Daddy. Don't do
I
it."
did.
Punch.
Don't jump off the ledge.
Punch, did you end up seeing Slick's short of RC coming in hot and supercharged?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I seen it. Y'all
Eminem?
cracking up, yo.
That shit was funny.
How they did it? Said it.
I did that for DJ. You see, I put you in the hashtag, right? It said for DJ.
I laughed. Every time I
For
watched it, I
DJ.
laughed because the best part about it is just that accidental time where Punch has just dropped off panel like he's just cracked the shits and left. That's the best part about it.
That's the classic, bro. That's the classic.
Oh my god.
Lying back in.
Yeah, you did. Wow.
Yeah, man. I want the response though. That's why I want Rob to get on for real though, because I want the response. I put that shit up as a short on my shit.
Pretty.
Because this shit, y'all have some epic stuff, bro.
Hey
Yo,
man, that's what it be, man.
Him and his
Just
trigger
quickly,
word.
Norm,
Yeah,
you didn't
but-
give us.
That was my
You didn't
guy,
give
but
us
it's fun
your
to go at
fix.
it with him.
What's your answer? How do you want to fix it?
Oh, hold on. Whoa. Hold that thought, fellas. Here
What?
we go. Coming to the motherfucking stage is my brother from another mother.
Who?
King Mother.
What? See, you said his
Yeah.
name, bro.
Oh, say his name 3
Uh-oh.
times and he'll appear. How are you, RC?
Candyman.
Damn.
You know what's crazy? I'm only here for like 60 seconds because Nine about to close this out. And shout out to Nine and shout out to y'all on this show. But I'm only here for 60 seconds. Just to say what's up. Shout out to Nine, Slick, DJ, Punch, everybody. That's all. Ain't nothing hot today. And DJ, I gotta tell you about this. The country man, your mate Tim Zoo. Oh, he done wrong. All right, I don't know. I would say right, but most people say wrong.
What you gonna say?
It's out of my control, RC. But look, as long as he's getting in the ring, that's all I care about.
Oh, he is definitely getting in the ring. Starting off, you're gonna like how he starts off, but it just slowly goes down the slide. You know how the slide usually goes down and not up?
He's got to get Lubin so that he can get some ranking points over there in the WBC before he cleans up Fondora or Spence.
Wait.
He's not
I
ranked
got
over there.
I got intel on that. the Fundora Spence after Lubin, he gets the loser.
Mm.
He doesn't get the
Really?
winner.
That's their bad luck.
All right, so him and the Lubin fight, that's happening then?
That's happening. If Tim is able to gain the IBF as expected, and he is going to be on the December tank card against Lubin.
That was
And the winner
always
of
on
that
the
get
play.
The loser is Spence Fundora.
That was,
And the winner of the Lubin Zoo gets the loser of Spence Fundora.
mm-hmm. But that Lubin fight was always still in the play. That was Tim just not saying nothing.
But
Because
RC, why not the
Lubin said
winner,
it on
bro?
Twitter.
I'm sorry?
But why not the winner?
The winner has plans.
Yeah, the winner going to Netflix.
The winner
and
has
fight.
big plans.
Yeah,
Going-
fight
they-
Canelo.
Well, you gotta
it's
read.
the
You gotta
Netflix
read
thing.
the chat. Punch. Read the
Yeah,
chat.
the
Oh
winner
yeah, I ain't been
going
in the
Netflix
chat
fight
today,
Canelo.
bro. I gotta read the chat.
From yesterday.
Yeah,
from
I've
yesterday.
been like, I'm trying to get caught up at work, bro. I've been like fucking around.
But yeah, that's
Okay.
what that's happening.
After this, go back into the chat. Explains
All right.
everything.
All right, I'll check it out.
RC, I'm actually okay with it because both outcomes work for me personally. Because either he gets his get back at Fundora, or he finally gets a crack at Spence because they've been playing table tennis with insults for about 2 years now. So
Yeah.
either way, I'm happy with that.
I am too, because either way, it's gonna be a good fight.
Hey
Either
man,
way,
it's
loser or
gonna be
winner.
lovely. It's gonna be lovely for us because the reports are gonna be coming out soon. Whoever Zoo gets, if he gets past Lubin, of course. I don't want to disrespect Lubin, but if he gets past Lubin, that'll be 2025. He either gets Spence or Fundora. And guess what it is for us, America? Free.
Right, Netflix. That's gonna be fire.
Yeah, I dig it.
That's gonna be fire.
All right, man. I thought he was gonna put some bullshit cards together, man. Maybe the devil might be getting some of my respect. Maybe.
Hey man, shout out to Turkey Al-Rashid putting the pressure on the boys. That man got a super duper card coming in December, man. That's gonna be crazy.
Mhm.
He keep doing it, huh?
Crazy.
I think
Bigger than what we just saw.
you guys was talking about that in the question too. About pressure. But hey, I think the competition Turkey coming through, maybe he might just PBC step it up and do better.
And to answer Punch's question, what you talking about? The card on August 3rd with the B-side King put on?
Stop the cap, nigga.
Oh my god, bro.
Yeah, don't worry,
King.
Punch.
Crawford.
Don't worry, Punch. It's looking like December 7th. It looks like the A-side King is gonna show your king how to put on a
Hold up,
card.
Turkey got Gervonta? Crazy. No way Turkey got Gervonta, bro.
Yo,
No,
the
hell no.
A-side King. I ain't say the B-side King. Bro, you gotta admit, Punch, and I'm start with you, Punch. I'm chilling today. You gotta
Oh
admit,
no,
Punch.
popularity-wise,
Everybody
you can't
Turk
fuck
messing with his B-side, bro. They
I said
B-side, bro. Let's keep it real.
fighting Canelo Alvarez.
Let's
hell
keep
yeah,
it
he
real.
B-side. Yeah, even he was even B-side against Errol Spence.
No, I
Popularity-wise,
said
yeah.
everybody Turk is messing with. Turk can't
Like-
get an A-side.
Anybody,
You know that.
Radimov, A-side, Charlo, A-side, Zoo, A-side,
Wait,
Fundora,
wait.
A-side,
Madrimov
Yeah.
A-side. Well,
A-side on that
he wasn't
nigga.
even A-side the last fight. He
Right.
was a champ.
Let me see who else. Fundora definitely A-side. Charlo maybe not. You
No,
know what I mean? That's gonna go through Al Haines.
but you know, Charlo.
Yeah, Charlo would be A-side.
A-side his last. Well, no, I'm lying. Canelo was A-side. But anyway, you know.
Whoever will be A-side for Bud and Charlo, because I really do believe we get that fight by 2026. I think it comes down to whoever's promoting it. If Turkey's promoting it, Bud's gonna be
2026.
Hell yeah, they're not fighting next year.
Shit, if
It
Bud
would be
still be
Bro.
there.
Hey, yo, RC.
Bud
you don't
gonna
think
be
it would
39.
You think his first fight with coming back against Terrence Crawford? That ain't dumb.
That
Bro,
shit gotta
Bud's gonna
happen
be
soon.
39.
Bud is
Bud's gonna be
35
39 years
old.
old.
He's gonna be 36. What this next month? It's like, yeah, he'll be
No, he makes
37.
37. He makes 37 next month. What are you talking about?
He'll be
Yeah.
36, bro. Crawford's 35.
He gonna be 37, bro.
He gonna be 37, bro.
He
Oh
already
yeah, he'll be
36
retired
now.
by then, so he got to get that fight soon.
And we're going to
I
have
don't
a
see Crawford
funeral
fighting
for
into his
Punch
40s.
when
I don't see that at all.
Crawford retires. RC, look, I've got a question for you.
Yeah, he is 36. Yeah.
RC, you're talking like it's a done deal, the Spence Fondora outcome, because of the plans after it. We're not going to see another Boacek and Virgil result, are we? Just
Hope
because
not.
there's plans.
In the
After that Virgil fight,
words
RC, you
of
already know. So you think Virgil gonna be the A side against Bud? They next.
bruh, bruh.
Hell no. He gonna
Virgil is
watch
not
Virgil
about to
and
fight Bud, dude. Then you know they ain't about to have.
Like,
But to answer DJ's question, I'm gonna give a laugh. And shout out to the young lady that told me something in the summer of 2022. This young lady told me, until you understand the sit down and learn. And that name of that young lady was Kelly Swanson. Shout out to Miss Swanson and Swanson PR team out of New York City.
I mentioned her earlier, bro. It went out on you though. You gotta say the part. What she tell you, Rob?
Until you understand the business of box.
Yeah.
which is
Until
the politics. Is
so
Politics, right?
so with
Play
the
ball.
politics involved, I will not utter a word about the Spence Fondora results. To say you're going to be happy with them, you may not, but you just got to, as Kelly was trying to tell me in other words, just go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you've turned your attention off Punch to me by the sound of it, RC. Well, bring it on.
No.
Until
We don't even really go at it.
Until
when he's
you
dunking on my
fix
man
the
Bud.
politics
That's
in
the only time we
boxing,
really go at it.
more and more people are going to continue to walk away.
Hey,
But
man.
don't pretend like it's normal. Just because it's normal, it's okay. That's all I'll say.
Boxer got
DJ.
prison yard.
Talking
And
to
now-
Dirty
and
like
913 hit-
Al.
913 hit this point. DJ, understand this. From the results of the USA boxing performance we just had, and by the Olympics being in Los Angeles in the United States in 2028, they
Yep.
not even fielding a team. Bro, boxing is kind of in a bad shape over here if you didn't know it.
It is.
Yeah.
We just
UFC
solved all that.
is kind of gaining on them, bro, and kind of overtaking them.
Kinda. Shit,
Kind
they
of.
about neck
I
to
thought
neck.
it was there, bro.
They about
I'm
neck to
just
neck
being
now.
nice. I'm just being nice.
Keep it real, RC. It's there, nigga.
Well, I'm sorry, DJ. Boxing is UFC's took over, dude.
Not here in Australia.
Well, I'm just saying,
Going great.
you know. Well,
Just
like I
bring
said, maybe
everyone
not in
to
Australia.
No matter who's fighting an MMA fight, man, that shit sold out, bro.
Oh, Slick, that reminds me, 28th of August, I'd like you to have a look at something for me. Jasmine Parr is fighting on the Nikita Zoo undercard. She's
Uh-huh.
21. Her whole family come from a Muay Thai background, and she loves to get in and get amongst it. Have a look at that fight and tell me what you think. At 21, she's got potential.
Okay. You say what she do? She Muay Thai? You say she box though? Or she's having
She used to do kickboxing and Muay Thai with the rest of her family, so they all enjoy the pain and the rough stuff. But she's in boxing now. I think she's 6-0, 7-0. But she'll be on the undercard, and I wouldn't mind getting. Well,
Hey,
all of you
anybody
can have a
with
look.
the static in the background. Mute your mic, please.
Yeah, that's Rob. Rob, mute your mic.
Huh?
Mute your mic.
Oh, all right,
If
my
you're not
bad.
talking. Yeah. How you spell her name? You said her last name Pyro. How you spell her first name?
So it's Jasmine or
Oh,
Jasmine.
Jasmine.
Ah,
Yeah, Parr, Parr.
Why does that name stand out to me? I don't know why, but it stands out.
Ringing a bell in my head too. I was just thinking that.
It like he said the name and a light bulb came on. Like, why does that name stand out?
Yeah, where have I heard that name before?
They call her Jazzy Parr. Okay.
That's
Yeah,
the name
just
I heard. Jazzy Parr.
Yeah,
Jazzy
get
Parr.
some. That's it. Get some educated eyes on it
I am.
for me.
Okay.
You already know I like shit like this.
All
Good
right, I'll
looking,
check her
DJ.
out.
Hey, Deej, did you ever get like an Instagram or a Facebook or anything?
I've got Facebook and Facebook Messenger. Look, I can put it in the private chat just now if you want.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
Let me just sit in.
That's something I need to learn from you, DJ. What are y'all belts called over there that you guys fight for in your country?
They're just national title. Well, we've got national titles. So the top one in all divisions is the Australian title, and then there's regionals and intercontinentals. So in our region, we fight sort of parts of Asia, New Zealand, those sorts of things, intercontinental. But otherwise, you just get regional ones like state belts, and then you fight for the national belt. So there's not anything hugely recognised like I guess we have an assimilation to the IBF more than the US does, because the IBF is more UK based, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But look, I couldn't name them exactly off the top of my head, the exact names. But I'll come back to you. Here, let me do this before I forget. So this is just my Facebook.
I like learning that because every country seems to have their own fucking belts except us. And that's something I don't like any fucking. I hate that. Like WBC is Mexico. Where is Gilbert from? Puerto Rico, WA? Like every belt except one, right? Is it the IBO dude from here or something?
IBO is the only one.
Yeah, we don't have no belt here in America. Every belt represents
Everybody
some
else
other
is
country.
Spanish, bro. All the other ones is all Spanish.
But you go to England, they got Commonwealth belt. They hold them belts high. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, they had their own belts. We don't have that here.
I had a friend that went to Australia years ago, and he fought. Oh my God, Mirovic. It was a heavyweight fight, and he beat Mirovic in Australia. The fighter's name was Rob Calloway versus Mirovic. It used to be online. I can't find it, but yeah, he was telling me about Australia too.
So if you check the private chat, that's where you can hook up. Like if I've got to get something else, I said the same thing to Tio, but I think Tio was exercising a little bit too much that night that I give him the details, so he's probably forgotten.
What we looking up? I would like to look up. What we looking up?
Oh man, there we go.
Just
no, that's Victorville, California. That's not you.
Just in the private chat, Rob. The guys were asking me for a Facebook or a Messenger details, so I've just put that in there for the boys if they want to solve the problems of the world at some stage and give me a call.
Is your picture on here? Do you have a picture by your name? You said on Facebook, right? Yeah, you said Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. There's a lot of Damon James. Let's see.
You'll notice me. I got that same Superman icon as my regular Punch Drunk Joint, so you'll notice me. My name is Tim for real, so you'll notice it.
Yeah, you can find me. I'm about to.
Hey, y'all see my name in the chat, right?
Yeah, don't repeat it. Yeah.
Yeah, I already know, nigga. Shit, I got warrants.
That's me, DJ Lacey. You can find me.
Give me a second and I'll write some of this down rather than saying it.
Yeah, that's me right there. You can find me. It's gonna be like a Funko Pop figure for my picture.
Yeah, man, because God damn it, I wish you was in the States, man, so you could see some of these group chats. Oh my God. And if you think that Punch and RC go at it on here,
you have no idea.
Oh, so there's proper passion in private chat. That's what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
RC is a way better typer.
You stupid.
You notice that slick shot? He just little cheap
Yeah,
shot.
he did. Right.
Hey man. What, so you trying to say I'm Twitter fingers or something like that?
Oh, facts.
Oh
All right.
man, you down bad. It's all good.
I've just jotted all that down.
Good. Because it might be easier for you to find me. Because it's bringing up everybody in America with your name. It's like an infinite list. It's-
Really?
yeah.
That's why I just gave
Swear
you
to God.
Righto, over the next, just keep an eye on your phones over the next sort of 20 minutes, half hour. I'll have a bit of a hunt through, and if I can find it, I'll send a request. And
Bet.
Yeah, I
you said,
put my
it might
name
be-
in the chat too,
Shirt on.
fellas.
Like I said, you'll see a cartoon figure of me. It's like a Funko figure of me.
There's 50,000 versions of my name, bro. So just look for the Superman joint. That's me.
Yeah.
That shit bugged me out when I looked in there and seen I had 50,000 motherfuckers on there with the same name as me. That's crazy.
Yeah. Hey, matter of fact, Punch, I think I just got you on Instagram. I think.
I can't fucking see it.
Yeah, I can't find it.
I think
For
I
sure.
just got you on Instagram, Punch.
Yeah, you can add me on Facebook, same shit.
Slick, you told a bit of a porky pie too last weekend, I noticed.
What's that?
You told all your international viewers after the Virgil Boachak fight that you'd be back to actually do a review on it, and you just
I
left
did.
them hanging.
I did. I was pissed, but I did. We'll talk about it tomorrow, but yeah, man.
That fight was some
It was a bullshit. I ain't gonna lie, I was irritated as shit. And then I kind of talked about it over there on Heavies, because everybody, that part that came on when we was doing the interview, and with everybody want to. This how you know he lost, because everybody, man, you go to CompuBox, man, get the hell out of here. Since y'all want to bring that shit pisses me off, bro. Like, and then it's like, okay, he landed. Look, this round. If you go by CompuBox, he won. What about the 10-8 rounds? Take them away. He definitely lost. What the fuck? Or it'd have been a draw. You see what I'm saying? Like, they don't want to say that.
You say
Virgil
the
would have
same
had
thing
to
about the
won
Crawford
8 rounds.
Madrimov fight because of the CompuBox landing, and didn't you say that was the reason Madrimov looked so good? I'm confused.
No.
Yeah, you did. nigga.
I didn't say because of CompuBox.
You said he landed way more punches. You said Crawford threw too many punches.
No,
You said look at the
I
CompuBox
showed the
numbers and show you
CompuBox.
that Madrimov might have had a chance to win.
Might have had it. And there you go.
I'm
Say
like,
it
what
again. Say it with me. Say it with me. Might have what?
That's the same thing they're saying about Virgil.
Say it with. No, they're not.
Exactly.
They're saying that he outlanded him. He won. They ain't say he might have had a chance to win. They said that he won.
Oh, okay, I get it.
It's
now.
a
All right,
difference. They're
check.
using it as definitive evidence that he won. No, it's
he
like
ain't
that. That's like they're trying to say that. Now if you did want to pull my card, this is what you could have said to him. I'm gonna tell you what you could have said to him. Now I do believe it matters when you get knocked down in a fight. Okay, some judges will sit there and let your ass get knocked down. Say you get knocked down second round, right? And you put on a good show, it's like that knockdown's all forgiven. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get your ass knocked. You could be doing great toe to toe, like for instance, Sean Porter, Earl Spence. Then that knockdown happened. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The edges is out. But in this case, it was two of these motherfucking knockdowns.
clean ones.
One was mid-fight, okay, and they're disregarding the knockdowns, period. If you go look at anybody who bring them CompuBox numbers up, they don't say nothing about the knockdowns. They just say, see, he outlanded him this round, he outlanded this round. So if you count him up, he won. No, them 2 rounds that y'all said he outlanded him, guess what they was? 10-8 rounds. So if you took him away from him, he wouldn't have won. Or the broke even, and I'll be damned if you tell me it broke even. You see what I'm
So
saying?
basically, he had 2 10-8 rounds, so he only needed to win 4 rounds. So you trying to say that? So they saying he didn't do enough work to win. He didn't win.
Man,
4
they
rounds
full
on
of
top
shit. That
the
man kept
knockdown.
his
Hell yeah.
man.
Hey,
if you go look at the go back, I done watched the fight again, bro. Virgil wasn't.
Virgil had to do was
Bruh.
win 8 rounds mathematically in order, I believe, to make it a draw.
The draw, right? But check this out though.
Facts.
He didn't win 8 rounds, bro.
No, he did
Hell
not.
no.
Go
Hell no.
rewatch the fight. I watched the fight again, bro. He wasn't even landing that shit.
Nah.
Like, go watch. He was landing some shots. I'm talking about them flurries he was throwing. Bro, that shit was going clean over dude head and over the shoulder. And, man, I'm like, man, that's why I never trusted CompuBox. But I use it to make shows interesting. But, like, at the end of the day, if that's what you wholeheartedly going to go off of, bro, stop playing, bro. Stop playing, bro.
And on that note, fellas, I'm a bid this place adieu, man. Salute to all my YouTube brothers, man, for coming out supporting the channel, man. And everybody out there in YouTube land, man, even if you watch it on the playback, I want you to hit the motherfucking like button, share this motherfucker, get this shit up, get my viewers up. Nigga, I want to be able to get my money off this shit too, blood. Like, what the fuck? God damn,
right.
nigga.
Right.
Yeah, man. But salute to y'all, man. I guess we out this motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
Holla.
Hey, DJ, you still there?